Today we're going to learn how to make a silhouette in Sketches School. A silhouette is the dark shape or outline of something against a lighter background. Here are a few examples of silhouettes. All of these are the shapes of objects or people. The only details that we see are along the outside edge. The inside is just solid black. In nature, we most often see silhouettes when there's a sunset in the background. The sunset creates a bright light behind the object or person, which helps to create a silhouette of them. Now let's try making a silhouette in Sketches School. So go ahead and open a new document in your Sketches School app. And remember that a silhouette has to take place with a light background. So I'm going to create a bright, colorful rainbow effect in the background that's kind of similar to a sunset. If you wanted, you could just use warm colors like in a normal sunset where there are reds, oranges, and yellows. But I'm going to use the whole rainbow. So I'm using my Paintbrush tool and I'm going to lay down all of my colors first. You would do something similar to this if you were creating a sunset with only your warm colors. Then after I have all of my colors down in the background, I'm going to use my blending tool in order to make them all smooth and kind of cross from one into another very easily. So I use that blending tool all over my artwork, working right to left, side to side. When you have finished blending your background, you are ready to go ahead and find a picture on Safari. So click out of Sketches School and into Safari, and I typed in dog silhouette. So you could type in whatever type of picture you are looking for and add silhouette after it. And I know silhouette is hard to spell. S-I-L-H-O-U-E-T-T-E, silhouette. Once you find the picture you're looking for, you'll go ahead and click on it. Then you're going to press and hold on the larger picture that comes up and click Add to Photos. I also would like some pictures of butterfly silhouettes, so I'm going to go ahead and search for that, find the picture that I would like, and then I'm going to repeat adding it to my photos. Once I've done that, I'm going to reopen Sketches School, and then you're going to click on the three dots, and then click the down arrow, and then click Photo. Then click All Photos, and find the picture that you want to upload. This will overlay your image onto your background that you've created. And you are allowed to resize it. So if you would like the dog to be smaller or larger or to zoom in on one portion of it, you can do that and then press the check mark. The check mark helps to keep that dog right where you wanted it. Now you'll notice that the image became a little bit harder to see, a little bit fainter. So you're going to use that marker tool and choose black for your color in the bottom right corner. And you're going to trace around every part of the outline of that image so that you are creating your own silhouette on top of your background. So very carefully with my finger, I'm tracing around the outside edge of each part. You'll notice that I also zoomed in, so you can use your two fingers to slide together or apart in order to zoom in and out on your image. Anywhere that is white, so the little ear had a line in it, the mouth and the eye also have a small line in it, I'm going to draw around those because I want them to still be the color of the background. I don't want them to be black. Now you'll see me do this in fast motion. Take your time and pause your video if you need to. Again, you can see me going around the mouth because I want that to remain the color of the background, as well as the eye. So in order to add details inside of your silhouette, you're going to have to go around them and leave them the background color. It can be kind of sloppy because later on you're going to be going back in and filling that all in with black. Okay, so now my dog is all outlined. And now I'm going to try and fill it in. You notice that I'm trying to use the roller here, but because I've already done my background, it's only filling in areas of color from the background. So you're noticing that it's only filling in the light yellow portion or only the green. So this roller, the automatic fill button, is not going to work when you already have a background in there. So I've tried it out for you. So instead, I'm going to have to switch to my paintbrush. Now I can use this to fill in some really large areas in the middle of my object, but it's going to be really hard to use it along the edge because it's going to leave kind of a rough edge to it. So instead, I tried switching to that marker that we originally drew with, but look at how it's transparent. You can see through it. So we don't want that. We're going to go ahead and use this fine tip black marker. And you're going to have to zoom in order to really fill in that space. To make this go faster, I can use that paintbrush marker, so you're switching back and forth between the paintbrush and the marker. But notice that a really big paintbrush is going to make it kind of messy. So you want to be using that only in the large areas, and then switch to your medium or your small size brush in order to fill in around the edges. Zooming in and out really helps. I'm going to go ahead and speed this up. Take your time in filling it in. There's no rush. Okay, so I have my dog all filled in, but I wanted to add those butterflies that I had looked up. So I'm going to go ahead and press the X where I had downloaded it and re-download a new image of the butterflies using the same method we used earlier. This time I'm going to resize them to be a little bit smaller than the picture that came up. And again, I'm going to trace around the ones that I want. I do not have to use all of the butterflies just because they're on there. I can pick and choose so that the image becomes my own. And I'm going to trace around it just like I did with the dog. And you'll see how I took two images and put them together to make a really interesting image that's all my own. So now I've filled in all the butterflies that I wanted from there. And now I'm going to re-upload that same image of the butterflies to add some onto the right side. So I'm repeating that same uploading technique. And then I'm going to trace around all of those butterflies, fill them in. And one last thing I wanted to do was to put a butterfly on the dog's nose. So again, I'm going to upload that image of all the butterflies. And I can make that image more transparent so I can see where I'm placing it by moving this dial at the bottom. And I'm going to place that butterfly right on the tip of his nose. And wherein I have it where I want it, I'm going to move that dial all the way back up to fully opaque, and then press the check mark. Now I can go and finish off the last butterfly. And now my silhouette of the dog is done.